Hi, I'm Jessica Lahr here, and welcome to the all-new FLX Weekly here on FingerLakes1.com on Wednesday, August 3rd, 2016. I'm joined here in studio with FingerLakes1.com President Jim Sinicropi, lead news editor Josh Durso, and network administrator Jessamy Uticone. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Jesse.
I'd like to thank everybody who's watched FLX Weekly over the past year and a half, and I'll turn it over to Jim to tell us why we made the change and what the new format is all about.
Well, first of all, Jess, congratulations on doing so many episodes under the old format. You always did such a great job, and it was so easy. I know you've always were a little nervous at first, and you even said you've had some issues with public speaking, but you never would know it.
Oh, thank you so much.
So it was fun doing the old format, but one of the things about the old format of the show, it was just kind of, too tight.
Stiff.
Yeah. And what we really want to accomplish from this show is to let everybody know, number one, what's going on around the region each week, what's going on at Finger Lakes 1 each week, and what they can expect for the weekend ahead. So it might be more fun to do it this way with like a sort of round table discussion. So, so here we are.
I love it.
And, it's fun too to maybe get an inside look into what's going on from the people that work here and are producing the content every day here at Finger Lakes 1. So you might see different people up here. Today we've got Josh up here. He's the newsman. We've got Jessamy, our network administrator, because we did some major changes this week with our website, and I'm up here. I'm always up here.
Yeah, it's 3 men and a little lady today.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think that we should just get right into it. So without a doubt, the biggest news around here is the launch of the new platform at FingerLakes1.com. The first major redesign since 2008.
Yes, America still had yet to elect a black president.
Yeah.
And Miley Cyrus was still known as Hannah Montana.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
So it was long overdue.
Halcyon days.
Wow.
And, there's lots of reasons why we would do something like this, but one of the main reasons is we needed to be better for mobile. So that was very important, and our news team's growing, and we needed to create a more efficient way of publishing news, breaking news.
Yeah, I mean, the news is happening at a clip that just hasn't ever been seen before, and you need to be able to adjust on the fly, go places on the fly, provide new sort of revolutionary content on the move all the time. And the new format really sort of captures that and embodies it.
Yeah.
And Jessamy knows as we've been together here at Finger Lakes 1 since 1999.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
That whenever we make changes, you can never fully prepare for
it doesn't matter what you do.
Feedback or the bugs. You can prepare as much as you want. Once you go live and you start getting heavily trafficked, things pop up. There's so many different browsers and devices. So,
we did pretty well.
It hasn't been seamless, but I don't even remember the last major redesign, but I do remember having some negative feedback and positive feedback.
Yeah. I see most of the negative feedback. People don't email me directly about the positive feedback. So if you have a list of that, I'd like to see it.
I definitely get some interesting emails. People do not like change, for whatever reason.
No.
But they generally get used to it, I think. I've had a lot of people email us saying that they were going to drop us from their favorites or aren't going to visit the site anymore, or how terrible we are. Yeah. Just give it a week.
How dare we try and keep up?
Well, I think by and large, it seems like from the feedback we've heard in the news side so far is that people are generally very happy with it, and that the issues that we noticed and experienced on the backside weren't felt on the other side nearly as much. So for them,
Well, look at that. There it is, scrolling slowly by. Look at all that news.
Look at that. Great.
It's all right there at your fingertips.
It looks great.
And I suppose I can also offer up a little bit of advice, I guess, on how to use this. I've heard a lot of people mention that they have trouble finding things, on this new Finger Lakes 1. And
Yeah.
The navigation bar is your friend.
Yeah, if I can bring this back up here, you can see that right up top here, you have the news section, the weather section, the sports section, and the life section. So those are our top sections, and they're familiar categories that anybody who's ever, read a newspaper or visited a news website should recognize. Mm-hmm. And then right next door here, we have the Get Local section where you can get right to your county. And we're going to expand even further upon that and offer hyper-local town feeds and hyper-local town websites that we'll be releasing over the next couple months.
Yep.
That's great.
And then over here under local listings, you have your classifieds, your events calendar, both of which have been upgraded, obituaries, links to movie times, TV listings, just like the old days. And one thing you'll notice, the daily crosswords on there. One thing I didn't expect happening when we launched was to get so many people asking what happened to the daily crossword. So we do listen, and we brought the daily crossword back.
There was at least 15 requests for the crossword. Where did the crossword go? Yeah, I actually did get one of those.
I do the crossword every day, and it's gone. So sorry that we overlooked the crossword, but it's back now, so you can do that. And then, of course, our photos tab, our online community forums, which we ported over, and then links to Finger Lakes One TV, where this show is airing on, and as well as FL1 Radio, which is a 24/7 stream of all our podcasts and local content that we produce up here in the FingerLakes1.com studio. So,
that's great.
But one of the main things we're going to do every week is we're going to talk about the big news stories, right?
Yeah. That's what we need Josh for.
All right. So there have been a handful of big stories over the last week or so, but the first one that came up sort of right in the beginning phases of our new website launch over the weekend, Medicare hospital ratings. They're released nationally. A little over 3,600 hospitals were rated. A simplified 1 through 5 star rating to help the average hospital user, I guess, identify and determine what they think or where they should go. No hospital in the region, in the Finger Lakes region, scored higher than 3 stars. Auburn Community, Geneva General, Newark Wayne all scored 2 stars, and then Cayuga Medical, Clifton Springs, and Soldiers and Sailors all scored 3 stars.
Wow.
Highland and Unity in Rochester scored 4 stars. There weren't that many, about 129, I believe, nationally. And then 1 star went to Upstate Medical in Syracuse.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch. Actually, there were only about 115 of those. So select company on both ends of the scale there. The average was definitely in the 2 to 3 star range, which is below average and average. But
have any of you had to go to any of these hospitals in the past year or two?
When I the winter, when I hurt my foot, I went to Geneva, and honestly, when you go in and you come out, you don't really feel the grit, I guess, of what these ratings really mean, and I guess that's.
So you were happy with your care?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. You're in and out, and I wasn't waiting for a long period of time. I didn't go back to the hospital, but I suppose if you had a long-term health condition, maybe that might.
Right.
They just renovated the ER there too, and it's beautiful. They did a really good job.
They did. The whole it's state of the art now.
I think the rating system was kind of harsh nationwide overall. I think a lot of the hospitals, if I read your article right, they felt that they were too harshly judged.
Yeah, there's a couple factors at play there. They say there's socioeconomic demographics at play. So basically, you're seeing the economic status of the community that's being served, and if it's a poorer community, you're going to see more relapses and various ailments that come out of that. And then the other factor is sort of the oversimplifying. Some hospitals handle more difficult cases. Some hospitals, like Upstate, are learning. Strong in Rochester also scored, I believe, a 3 on the scale.
And that's what shocked me, because I thought if there's anyone, that would be a 4-star at least, right?
And that was that's the sort of, the balance that's why they're actually trying nationally. They're pushing to get the system thrown out completely. But it's one of those things where, we'll see where that goes.
And we've had experience at Clifton. had to bring the little ones to the ER for various boo-boos, and we started going to Clifton because it's a little bit smaller, and our doctors there, our primary doctors there. Mm-hmm. And it's great. We've had a really great experience in Clifton, so I'm not surprised that they, had
3-star, which is actually higher than it sounds, I guess, in this rating system. If you're a 3-star, you're probably doing
good.
okay.
You're average, if you're good, if nothing else. The second piece of news actually just broke last night at the Seneca Falls Town Board meeting. Local Law 7 is back. The board voted 3-2 in favor of scheduling a public hearing. That's going to be held on September 28th at 7 p.m. That law was originally proposed by Annette Lutz, board member, in May, the regular scheduled meeting in May, I believe, and they postponed the public hearing, which was going to be held in June. There's been a lot of debate around this one, and it's one of those really tough call issues. There are economic factors.
Well, for people outside of Seneca Falls, exactly what is the decision to be made? I mean, it involves Seneca Meadows landfill and the host agreement and how long the town of Seneca Falls wishes to have them operate in a landfill.
Right. So basically, Local Law 7 will prohibit future solid waste facilities and deny the expansion ability of any current facility beyond any currently issued DEC permits. So that's where, Seneca Meadows has a DEC permit, operating permit, that will expire in October of 2017. And that is the line in the sand right now. That's sort of the date that everyone's looking at. And regardless of how this goes in particular, it will sort of... it's going to force Seneca Falls to take a stand, one way or another.
The issue being, I mean, you take it at face value, nobody wants a landfill in their town, right?
Right.
But when you do have a landfill in your town, it generates a lot of revenue for your budget, your town budget.
Right.
And beyond that, a lot of revenue for local nonprofits and other groups that Seneca Meadows supports.
A lot of services get provided with the funding from that.
The police force is one of the services that I think a lot of people are thinking about now, because it has been discussed, if one service is going to see the most challenges with a budget cut of that degree, it will be the police force, because that is one of the largest segments of the Seneca Falls town budget.
Well, you did a great job at the meeting last night. I think it was, about 10 o'clock p.m. We had the video up and the story.
Yep.
And I immediately watched it. I wasn't at the meeting, and that's a great thing about what we're doing here, going back to the new design is, I got home at 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, sat down at the computer, and next thing you know, I'm watching the video from an hour and a half before, an important issue that affects everybody here in Seneca Falls. So that was fantastic.
And the last piece of news that this has been ongoing now, the Del Lago Resort and Casino took a tour last week, walked around the facility with GM Jeff Babinski. They are now going to be working through and walking through this month the hiring process of the first roughly 450 employees, dealers and table employees. So that is a really, I think that's going to be the first tangible mark that people feel with this project. They've been seeing the progress happen out there, but this is the point where everyone's going to start to feel it. In total, 1,800 jobs are coming when the place opens in February.
That's incredible.
So that's going to all the photos that I took while we were there. The entire story is available on FingerLakes1.com. We'll plop it into the description here in this video so people can get back at that.
And then we also have, I guess you could almost call this Del Lago Week, because on Monday on Harold Weber's show, Weber This Week, he had all three Wilmot sons of Wilmerite in studio talking about the project and how it's coming along. You can watch that episode at FingerLakes1.tv or on FingerLakes1.com or on the FingerLakes1.com Android or iPhone app. And you have even more Del Lago folks coming in Thursday for your show.
Right. On Thursday, we're going to have Executive Vice President GM Jeff Babinski and Vice President of Human Resources Jerry Moran. They're both going to be on my show at 4 p.m., FingerLakes1.tv. The focus is definitely going to be on the progress, but more specifically the jobs. They're going to be holding some information sessions at the end of this month And they're also going to be offering dealer school free of charge to the people who are interested.
Oh,
so whether
neat.
you want to, whether you want to work at Lago
You want to be
or
a
not,
dealer?
I don't know. I don't know if
You'd
I'm
be a
cut out
good
for that.
dealer. You'd garner a lot of tips from the patrons, I think, if you were dealing.
Be fun.
Or maybe
probably.
work the roulette wheel or something like that.
Maybe. I'd probably start feeling bad for people.
Well, you're busy enough as it is. You actually have a big race coming up, right?
Yeah, we
The-
do.
The Vino and the Beast.
Vino and the Beast. Yeah, that's August 13th. Actually, we have a kids run on the 12th, and it's just a 1 mile fun run with obstacles at Zugabee Vineyards. And then the next day, August 13th, it's our 5th year anniversary. And it's at Three Brothers Wineries and Estates, and it's really neat.
Can people
we're
still
really excited.
register?
People can register. Registration is closing very soon. It's great, and they register. They get a free dry fit T-shirt. They get a free wine glass.
The
a
pre-registrations,
finisher medal,
right?
Any registration.
Oh, so even if you go the day of the race, you still get all those nice door prizes.
Your cost is going to be up a little bit more, though.
But
so,
it's a little more expensive. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a week out, so you might as well just, if you think about going, just do it. Cause you're gonna
Can you register online?
Mm-hmm.
And so what's the address?
It's vinoandthebeast.com. So that's beasts, plural.
And it's an obstacle race. It's not
an
just a 5K.
obstacle wine run.
Right
so we have
through wine
wine on
country.
the course. Yep, it's through the vineyards. The terrain's a little rugged, but it's fun. And then you get free wine tastings afterwards. So the runners just go. They jump from, I don't know if familiar with Three Brothers, but they have multiple wineries and a microbrewery, and then Zugabee Vineyards is on site too. So they
It's
get
great food
free
out
wine
there too.
tastings.
Usually, they usually have great
Yeah.
food all over that place.
Yeah, and they've done amazing renovations there at Three Brothers. So we're really excited to be back this year for our 5th year.
So
Should be fun.
we'll talk about that next week. But what about this weekend's weather? What are we looking at?
Well, let's see. I mean, obviously it's a little bit of hot and humid. We're dealing with this humid weather.
Just for the first day, Friday.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying right now. I mean, we were walking to school this morning. My son said, I'm sticky already. We're not very far from the school. But, yeah, we're looking at overnight storms on Friday, and then that will lead to some cooler air and a pleasant weekend.
Great weekend.
Yeah, it really looks like a nice weekend. Friday, slight 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and hot with a high near 90. Friday night, 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 11 p.m. Let's see, mostly cloudy with a low around 69. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 82. Should be a nice day. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 64.
It's nice sleeping weather, right?
like that.
Yes, yeah, open the windows, right? Sunday, sunny with a high near 80. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 61. And Monday, sunny with a high near 81.
And then I
So-
guess on Tuesday it gets hot again next
Ooh.
week. So
You know what I'm not hearing a lot about? Rain. We could use some of that.
Yeah,
It's
it's hurting. My poor hydrants.
chance for
are
it Friday
sad.
night. I mean, if we
Yeah,
and
Friday.
a lot of times, at least here in where we are in Seneca Falls, we've been predicting rain and it hasn't come.
Yeah.
So hopefully
know
we
it.
do get a little shower or a big shower.
I think
on-
I was
Yes.
talking to Dave Nikosha from the Binghamton National Weather Service office, and he said Seneca County, generally speaking, is a little over 5 inches below where we're supposed to be to the year.
Yikes.
Right?
That's
So
impressive.
it isn't even now where people were saying we could use a day of rain. We could use like several days, maybe
Yeah.
a week or 2 weeks of just kind of wet weather.
Yes.
To
that
get
doesn't
us back.
sound very much very much fun though.
No.
But so good weather this weekend, Jessamy. What's there to do?
Oh, 2 big vegetable themed festivals for you. Number one, first is the 50th anniversary of the Phelps Sauerkraut Festival. That's on Friday through Sunday. There's rides. They got music. They have food there. I assume they have sauerkraut also.
I sure hope so.
It is the 50th anniversary. The weekend highlights include they also have a 20K race and a 5K race.
Whoa.
That's on Saturday. Car show, chicken barbecue, sauerkraut eating contest, so there will indeed be sauerkraut. And the giant 50th anniversary parade at 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
might
fun
get
event.
a camera out there for that parade.
Yeah.
Or the crowd eating contest. Maybe that sounds
got
like it
to
could be
get
good.
Oh boy.
Camera for the crowd eating contest.
Yeah.
And then the second
Second
vegetable
vegetable
themed
themed festival is what they've termed the Glorious Garlic Festival.
The
That takes
Glorious
place in the
Garlic.
middle of the vineyards at Fox Run. Everyone's familiar with Fox Run around here. That's on Saturday and Sunday. Runs from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. both of those days. Free admission and parking. That's on Route 14 in Penn Yan. If you're not familiar, which most people are, more information on that can be found online, Josh, at www.foxrunvineyards.com. Vineyards,
I'm
plural.
going there.
You are
I'm going there.
Definitely.
I'm all
Definitely
about
going
garlic.
You do.
I can't do sauerkraut, but I can do garlic.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I'm not a kraut girl.
What
Garlic?
I've never even really known what sauerkraut actually is. What is it fundamentally? What is in sauerkraut?
Cabbage.
It's cabbage, Josh.
But what else?
Vinegar.
Vinegar, yeah.
Probably a little mayo, right?
They let it kind of rot out a little bit, or I don't know.
Marinate.
It ferments.
Yeah,
There's a
ferments.
fermentation process.
Yeah.
Right, that's the selling
Not a
feature.
fan.
That's the selling point,
You're
right?
not
It's
a fan?
rotted out.
No.
I'll take it on my hot dog.
There's
any day.
euphemisms that are
Sauerkraut on
involved. You
hot
say
dog.
it's fermented, not that it's rotted out.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, fermented, meticulously fermented.
Yeah, there you go. Aged to perfection.
So also this weekend going on, probably the biggest event in the Finger Lakes this week is the NASCAR at the Glen weekend down in Watkins Glen. Everybody knows about the Cheese at 355 on Sunday, but there's races on Friday and Saturday too. Anybody that's going there probably has already made their plans. There's a lot of people going camp, but it kicks off on Friday with the NASCAR K&N Pro E Series Bully Hill Vineyards 100, and you can watch that on NBC Sports Network on cable or satellite. And then Saturday it's the NASCAR Xfinity Series Zippo 200, and that can be seen on CNBC. And then the Cheese at 355, the big one, the NASCAR race, can be seen on USA Network, which as a guy who doesn't follow a lot of NASCAR, I was surprised to see it was on USA Network.
Yeah.
But you can get more information at theglen.com. And that's always a great event that certainly brings the national spotlight on our region. So good luck to them. But also in the world of sports this week, the Buffalo Bills signed Reggie Bush, former Heisman candidate or Heisman winner. He joins a crowded backfield for the Bills, but an injury-riddled backfield for the Bills. So Bills try to make the playoffs for the first time in 14 years this year. The Newark Pilots season ended at the hands of their biggest rival, the Elmira Pioneers, in the first round of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League season, our playoffs. And so another good season for Bob Omen's Pilots. And then the Olympics in Rio get underway with opening ceremony Friday night. And I have to ask you guys if you're excited for the Olympics. Is it something you plan on watching?
I'm traditionally excited for the Olympics. More so the Winter Olympics than the Summer Olympics, but I traditionally enjoy the Olympics. It's a proud red-blooded American.
It
I like to
is.
root for our boys and girls out there.
Yep.
Absolutely. I'm a former gymnast, so I'm all about
You like the gymnastics
Yes, I love it.
portions, so
I like
So
to see
much.
the international community come together
not to
in
war.
exactly.
Right, right.
In a peaceful way.
In a
I'm eager
peaceful
to see the storylines that come out of there. Obviously, the Zika virus scare, a lot of athletes, golfers, have pulled out of the Olympics. So just really interested to see how that actually plays out. They've got some water issues down there. with
raw
some-
sewage in their bay.
They're wearing plastic bodysuits under their...
The swimmers, sure.
Yeah, it's very
wild.
interesting. It'll be interesting to see
No
how it turns
Olympics
out.
is without its complications, but
Yeah.
this one seems to be.
At the end of the day, these cities that host the Olympics, they lose billions of dollars too.
Sure.
It's like it's not really a gift to get these things. So
Right.
I would propose let's have them in Greece
There you go.
every year. That way you don't have to build stadiums everywhere you go that are
Yeah.
going to be empty after the Olympics leave. And but hey, they're going to be in Rio. Friday night starts. We got links on the front page of FingerLakes1.com with TV schedule, medal count, and all that. So if you want quick access to all that stuff, and FingerLakes1.com is your homepage, then you're all set.
There's soccer today, right? Ladies soccer starts today.
Yeah, some
believe
events
so,
actually
yeah.
get
Oh.
underway
I think we
before.
play tonight. The U.S. plays tonight at 6.
The men or women?
Women.
Okay. I like watching the women more anyways.
It doesn't matter to me. I just like watching.
Red-blooded
always say.
American over here.
Yeah.
So also some quick sports programming on FingerLakes1.tv. We had the Golf J podcast on Monday night. I thought it was a pretty good episode. We talked about the final major of the year and kind of recap the season of the majors. You can check that out at FingerLakes1.tv. And Chris Marquardt's back with another episode of the 31st Lap Thursday night live at 7:15. So anybody that's a fan of area motorsports should check that one out. So Yeah, we're running up here on about, we got less than 5 minutes to go in our inaugural episode of the new format, Jess. And don't worry, fans of photos, we still have the local photos, one of the most popular things that we do on this show.
We sure do. Of course, we love the Finger Lakes. So by Ben Nolan, we have Canandaigua Lake here on a Wednesday evening.
And if that photo doesn't epitomize summer in the Finger Lakes, I don't know.
Absolutely.
You got paddleboarders, boats, fishermen, balloon, and sailboat all in one photo.
Makes me happy.
And it's a beautiful
it's a great shot
of Canandaigua Lake.
Yes. By Pat O'Connell, we have the Milky Way over Cayuga Lake at Long Point State Park Friday evening.
No, that's a picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a picture.
Sometimes when these photos get sent in to us or submitted at our website, when we see them for the first time, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
That's
gorgeous.
going to make Finger Lakes FLX Weekly.
Yeah. That's a good one. By Mike Sargent, we have a watchful hawk spotted at Sonnenberg Gardens on Sunday.
If I was
Great
Mike,
shot.
I'd be a little concerned.
Sure.
Yeah. You'd be ducking for cover. By Robert Stopper, we have here the boaters enjoying a peaceful sky on Saturday evening in Newark. Look at the reflection.
Nice
it's
Canal Harbor in
gorgeous.
Newark
Love
there.
that.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
rival our Seneca Falls Canal Harbor, obviously.
But there's stops in Lyons has one. I think Palmyra has a canal harbor. So Fairport has a really nice one a little further west. But you know,
It is
our
nice.
office, this studio, is a stone's throw from the canal harbor here in Seneca Falls, and
Yeah, it
it's
is.
amazing the boaters that come from all over the world and dock here.
true.
Really?
It really is. You stop and talk to these people. And, one time I went and talked to someone on a boat, and they were on their way to Spain
Oh my goodness.
via the canal.
Via our canal.
Right.
That's
So.
amazing. So cool.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, that's all. Let's see. Moving on, Rachel Burkholder captured this field of sunflowers accented by a cloudy sky on Sunday in Clyde.
Rachel's probably our premier contributor to photos now. I mean, everything she sends is amazing. She gets
Yeah.
all over the place, and it's a special treat when Rachel sends in her photos. She's got a great talent and
She sure
passion
does.
for it. So, and that's fantastic. And the nice thing about this that I think Rachel saw when she snapped the photo was just the contrast of the sunflowers and the clouds.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
It's a nice one.
Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. Last but not least, we have Bob Kurz's photo, Sunfish Beneath the Water of the north end of Cayuga Lake on Monday. Wow.
You don't
Currently
see
on
that
the
very
front
often.
page of Finger
That's
Lakes One.
amazing.
Yeah.
Bob Kurz is a diver. You don't think of deep sea diving in the
No.
lakes around here, but he does, and he takes pictures. Actually, it's him and a few of his friends or a club. Maybe it's a club, but they do this regularly, and it's just really cool. So that's
gorgeous.
Cayuga Lake. That's the north end of Cayuga Lake, and that sunfish, it's got a similar look of ire as the hawk had for maybe Mike Sargent. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
But less fear probably for
Yeah.
Bob Pierce. It's just a
A little bit
sunfish.
less.
So there we go. Good photos.
Nice. Well, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for joining us on FLX Weekly. Please remember, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to drop us a line, just leave us an email at contact@fingerlakes1.com. We'll all be back live next Wednesday. Until then, enjoy your first weekend of August here in the Finger Lakes.
See you, everybody.
See you.